Vincenzo's Gold Crypto Investing, and another phenomenal, fabulous, glowing coin update here. And this is going to be an altcoin update for a beautiful subscriber that has helped and supported this channel from the very beginning, and we appreciate, just like Jerome with his dent, Ashley, Eastam Shangalov, a beautiful subscriber, Felix, another fabulous. Crypto FX is a OG. Derek G, my man that loves. He was talking about it was a bloodier bloodbath and a bloody girl in his bathtub or something crazy with his dirty cheeseburgers. Phenomenal subscriber of the channel and a supporter. Yeah, there it is right there. There is so much blood in this bath that not even my girlfriend wide wig tampons are soaking it up. That's a funny comment. Jerome, he's a phenomenal subscriber and contributor to the channel, and we do Dunt for him because he loves Dunt. And there's been many, many more people. Derek G supported the channel. I appreciate that you like the housing market update. I'm going to do once a month for you, Derek, since you seem to like the housing market like Jerome likes his Dunt. Derek seems to like the housing market like I do in the financials. So I will do once a month when the Fed home supply numbers come out. Usually it's at the end of each month. So usually the last week of the month it comes out for the prior month. So November should be coming out pretty soon here in the last about 10 days from now. And every day when that comes out, I will make a video that night and give a update on the home supply in the housing market once a month for you, my man Derek, that loves his fucking housing market, just like Vincenzo's Gold Crypto Investing does, and it's a very important thing to watch. But here's our coins on the altcoin, and we are up to 909 subscribers. So if there's 91 beautiful, friendly people out there, if you would hit that subscribe button, free, easy, super simple and easy to manipulate and trade this market. You can go ahead and just hit that real quick. It should be at the bottom right or the top right. Just click that. You don't even have to hit the bell notification. I don't care about that. Just give me a subscription, right? Get me 91 more beautiful people to join the Vincenzo's Gold Crypto Investing train. Hop on board and ride the wave with the Vincenzo money and the fun and exciting things we do around here, right? So here's what we like to do. We like to start. Let's get our volume indicator. You can see this coin. This is a new coin that he wants on here, and it seems to have come out at a very bad time because it came back out in September and things were collapsing, and this thing started out way high. I don't know if this coin goes back deeper, but on Coinbase, this is all it gives me, and that's what I use is Coinbase. So I'm not going to go find any other website that this may be on. So then we're going to go from the candle body to what the swing low is currently today, and you can see we got that going on for us, and then we're going to go ahead and lock that. And then we're going to go and see, you can clearly see minus that huge wick, we got major resistance right here, right? I mean, it's not too hard to see. So we're going to carve out that major resistance, right? You always got to start from a far out time frame and then work your way in. Like we're in the daily, but we could even go to the 4 hourly because this is such a new coin, and then work your way in because it gives you a perspective on where the market's been, how it got to where it was at, to where it was going, and to where it currently is. And to give you a better understanding on what's going on, right? Not being so tight into a closed time frame that you lose perspective on what the actual trend and the overall feel of the market is, right? It's very important to do. And you can clearly see you are in a falling channel, right? I mean, it's very easy to see. We can put a bunch of price notes on there. You can see you had upper resistance and got rejected right around that fib circle at $7.92. And then we had another one. We had multiple ones, but here's another one at $3.86. And then we've hit underneath support multiple times, like currently where you're at $1 and, oops, that's in the way, at $1.52 ish, currently right around where you're at, give or take, right? And then you've hit them up here more, where you hit them at $4.36 and underneath support. So if you're going to play what this has been doing, every time you hit, if we zoom on in here to give a little bit of a coin technical analysis breakdown, you can see every time we've hit, not every time, but a lot of times, you hit a ring here, you pumped. You came to the ring here, you pumped. You came to the ring, came down, got supported on the ring, and pumped, right? Then you got rejected by the moving averages, came down to the ring, built a bottom, you pumped. Came back down to the ring, flushed. Came down to the next ring, got supported, rejected, supported, pump, crash, supported, same ring, pump, 200-day moving average, crash, and finally you drop through to the next ring, hold it, pump, back test, flush to the next one, pump up a little bit, get rejected, flush, right? See what's going on here? And finally, it looks like now, if you're going to keep this pattern going, you could come up here and make another run up here at upper resistance and then start to trade your way back down towards the end of December and Christmas. And then you got a big opportunity. You get a big swing up, because you would say, well, why the fuck would you have a big swing up? Well, because you're in a falling channel, right? And you've been in this for quite some time and the price is getting very, very low. And eventually these are reversal patterns where they can go down a long way, but eventually they do like to break out the other way because they get oversold and the buyers have to be fulfilled. And some of the sellers have to get, they're going to get exhausted, right? So, or you're going to do this and you're going to break the next level, and the next level down is very, very, very far down. This would be the steepest to liquidation events ever and one of the best buying opportunities in the history if this coin was to survive. I am not forecasting it to go down there. I think you're going to get a bounce somewhere, but this would be your next very low target if you come to this ring and can't hold it, right? Because there's nothing down there until that very deep ring down there. But what I'm thinking may happen here is like what it's been doing is I would play that eventually you're going to get a bounce either off of this ring down here, off of this support zone, and you can quickly shoot up in the next few days before Christmas, or you can start bouncing, come up to the moving averages again, get rejected, and then come down to this ring right here, and then maybe you could have at least a nice bounce to here, which would be, I don't know, 70-80% move, or maybe you could get something more substantial and try to get up and, you know, break up to the upside. So that's what we're going to watch. This is a very critical area the next few days, this falling channel and this fib circle right here. This is going to be a major test zone to see how it interacts with this. Do some of the sellers get exhausted and the buyers start to come back in, and we can kind of pump this market up and maybe get a phenomenal, just from the bottom swing trade, 50%, if not a little bit more, to the moving average 65%, or are we going to flush all the way down to this drastic, depressing darkness with no signs of light down here at 25 cents. We'll keep an eye out on that for you on this new coin. We're going to go in the Revain coin, the one we've been updating. And you can see when we were up here, we were showing you how rejected, 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 rejected. Every time you've pumped up on a wick outside of this falling channel, this yellow or the red fib circle has rejected you, right? And now we were showing you even on this one, on this fake out, and we had a phenomenal call. And this is what the power of what Vincenzo does. He takes a step back and he doesn't get bought up into the hype every time, because the coins, unlike stocks, can pump up 20, 25, 30% real quick. And I advised anybody that was buying in down here, planning on a big pump, when I woke up that morning and seen it up in here in these two wicks, you had wick 1 and wick 2, we were somewhere not at the high but getting suppressed down into here. And I said, take your opportunity anywhere up here and sell. If you bought in down here waiting for a nice pump, you got it, and sell into this rally from the start of the pump to when I woke up. That's 121% wick, but to the candle body, this was a 67%. And I said that would be a phenomenal pump, because we went over, it was in here when I woke up very early in the morning to go to work, and I said it's going to back test this major underneath support now that used to be overhead resistance when it was within this falling wedge, right? And now it broke out of it. And if it couldn't hold this, you were going to come all the way back down here right to where it started. And a few days, I don't know, 2 days later, Revain coin winded this pump. The 12th, yeah, 3 days later, you have lost the whole game. If you would have bought into the hype train, right, and some of these YouTube hustlers and shysters and charlatans, and you bought the top, you're down 50% already. But I think Vincenzo's Gold Crypto Investing had a phenomenal call and showed its power and strength into the face of the competition and staying out ahead of it, as we called for this when we woke up that early morning hour to go to work. We called for it to back test this major with our industry exclusive drawing tool, our major underneath support, which was this falling channel, and then if it failed it, which was more than likely in the most probable solution, it was going to come down here and retest this lower support. And now if you're hoping for a pump, what you would watch for is for it to bounce off of there and try to come up to this upper resistance at the 200-day moving average in green right there, and this upper resistance now once again in this falling channel as its upper resistance when it's coming up, and it's acting as lower support on its way down like it did all back here leading up to the pump. Then it broke back down onto your major support and failed it, and then came back down to your underneath support that's been there the whole time within this falling channel that we're in right here, that we've been discussing and going over and following for quite some time now, and making phenomenal trades along the way. If people that have felt comfortable enough to buy the support and to sell the resistance, right? So another phenomenal call by Vincenzo. Didn't buy into the hype train and stayed level-headed, keeled, and even, and didn't get liquidated by buying the hype after it has a phenomenal pump. And this is another one too that it's more or less been hanging out in between another falling wedge, and we say it's a falling wedge, and you can see we said on the upside, this is where your major upper resistance is this 200-day moving average. Let's put it out into the future a little bit right there. Pull that down on the back test on a breakdown, you're going to come down to $25 because that's your major underneath support. And you say, well, why is it my underneath support? Well, it's very simple. As we take our industry exclusive eraser out, you guys have been asking for more eraser, and we're going to give you more eraser. And eraser's going bam, that shit out of there, son. Bam, get that shit out of there, son. You ain't got nothing on me, son. That's our industry exclusive eraser. And thank you for another phenomenal beautiful performance, flawlessly I might add, eraser. We're gonna have to add you more into this show because you're a valuable asset to this corporation, right? And here's what we're talking about. We don't want the drawing tool right now, but you can see it's been upper resistance. It started at $71. Then we had another hit at $45, right? Another hit here, lower support. We'll put one on lower support twice on sort of trying a half-ass double bottom at $33.69. So when you're falling in this falling wedge, and it's a falling wedge because it's wider here than it is at the bottom, right? So that means it's a falling wedge. If it was about the same size at the start and the finish, it's a channel. But when you're pumping within it, when you hit it on the upside, it's overhead resistance. When you fall down, this is your underneath support, right? And then you fall back down to your underneath support lower because it's a descending. And then as you pumped up, you would have known on this wick, this would be a very good sell area because it's been, and it came back up. Another sell area, little fake out and a flush. Then it started holding it as support. Now it's pumped up. And you can see on these jaggedy wicks right here, now that you've seen some perspective on what we're looking at, you see on these jaggedy wicks, it just so happens that each and every time on these wicks, after it broke out, and this is how you know these hold significance, because after it broke out right here, it's had a candle body in the 4-hour wick down, pump up. Then it's had an indecision candle, wick down, hit our lower support on that falling channel. Now that it's support because it was resistance when it was in it. Now when it breaks out and comes back down, it's support, right? And then it wicked off it again for the second time, and we're at where we're at currently. So in our quick TA here, what I would talk to you and tell you is we have a couple of decisions to make. When you come back down, if you don't continue to break up, you're going to come back again and test and back test this $24 to $25, $26 range. And if you can't hold it as you leak down and do this and fall down into here, you're going to come all the way back down. Get out of there. If you fail your support right here, right, what we're talking about with our industry exclusive drawing tool, if you fail your support as you trade down, try to get up, get knocked down, you're going to come all the way back down to your lower support, right? If you're trying to get bullish, you either have to A, bounce down, hold support, and then kick up and clear your old highs right here. You must clear these two old highs to continue up. Or you need to start getting buyers now and pop, get some big candlesticks of green volume down there, right? So that's what we're looking at. You got your lower support at $24. If you break that, your major underneath support in the current pattern that you've been in for quite some time, if this hits it into the future a little bit, it would be $19. And if you continue to pump, as we zoom out here, if you continue to pump right here, your first major overhead resistance, where the current price is down here, your first major overhead resistance, if we zoom in towards this volume indicator pro, is very easy to see. We're currently down into this area somewhere. Your next overhead resistance would be right up in here, right? Let's take our horizontal ray, click that right there down on our favorites. This would be major overhead resistance right in here, right? We would have your first overhead, and look how good that, see how this all lines up with the volume indicator. You got major flush, a major dump, support, and a pump, right? And then you hit it again, once, twice, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right? And then you back tested on the way up, once rejected, twice rejected, right? See that? Got supported on it about 7 times, and then finally got below it. Then you hit it, rejected, hit it, rejected, hit it, rejected, hit it, flush, right? Now you're trying to get supported, and if you come back up, this is your first major overhead resistance. And you can see we've almost gotten up there right now, right? Oh shit, did I just move the moving average? I hope not, but I might have did it. Fuck. Control Z. I hope that wasn't a moving average. But if we zoom on in now, you can see to a tighter frame before we move to the last and final coin. You can see we almost got up to that green line on a wick, right? We got very close, but still with our industry exclusive measuring tool, we were still about 10% away. So this is your major overhead resistance. The volume indicator shows us that this is where our major overhead resistance is at $37. And then we went back and looked at the chart and seen that it has the confluency that we need in a probability-based technical trading chart to have sufficient evidence that that would be major overhead resistance. So $24 is underneath support. $37 is a major overhead resistance, so that would be a sell zone in my opinion. If you bounce down, held support, came up here, you're selling on that, right? Or if you're in this coin or thinking about being in it and it flushes through that, it's coming all the way down to that underneath target. So on the break up, $37 is your major resistance. Your short-term support is $24, and your major underneath support on a complete breakdown for a nice buy opportunity would be $19 to trade it and buy it back to upper resistance for a few dollars up to here or possibly a little bit higher, right? So that's what we're looking at in ZK Tube, Dapp, and Nord to finish out real quick. We're at major overhead resistance like we were showing you. Let's zoom out to the 3-hour time frame. Get rid of that, get rid of that. We tried to break down out of this falling channel the other day, and now we're coming back up. And this is a decision time. Come on. This is a decision time for it because one of two things is going to happen here. Option one, the bullish option, right? The bulls come in and defend. And how do the bulls come in and what do? They make this chart get in there like that. Oh, that's beautiful. Look at that. So you got to fight your way. We'll zoom into this back after, but what you got to do is you got to fight over this falling channel. Come on. You got to fight back into this falling channel and then trade your way back up here, right? And I did. I deleted my moving averages, motherfucker. So I gotta go favorites. Fuck, I don't remember the one that I like to use. Simple. My script's built in. And then I want to go to the EMA ribbon. There we go. This will give you a little quick to, fuck, my videos are going to blow up. I got to hurry up and finish this. Yeah, 19 minutes. This is going to blow up on itself. So real quick, how you do this is you click off that. You click on here. Where did it come up at? Fuck is going on? Oh. Come on. Get out of here. Click into there. You click into here. Go into here. Go into settings. style. We don't want any of these. We only need 3 of them. Get rid of that, get rid of that, get rid of that. And we only need 3. What else is down here? Junk, inputs. We want the 50, 100, and the 200, right? And then the 50 we know is red. We're gonna make that small. Then we know the 100 is blue, so we're gonna make that blue. And then we know the 200 is beautiful green, and we'll make that the biggest. And then there you go. So there we go. So what we're gonna do is this falling channel, you can see we're gonna run through this real quick. We've had major overhead resistance rate multiple times, once, twice, support once, twice, 3 times. Now if we zoom on in here, so that's why we go from the far out time frame and work our way in. You can see what we want to do to get bullish. Here's your 2 scenarios real quick. To get bullish, you got to break back into this, which is a very probable situation right now. You break back over this and get back into this falling channel and over this 0.00024 resistance line, and then you can start trading back up, get over that 200-day moving average in the 30-minute and continue to hold support, and then you can trade back up into here, right? And that'd be a nice trade. Option 2 is you keep following this underneath until a rejection, and that forces you way down. What I think is more likely is you pop back in here, hold it as support, and then over the next few days to a couple of weeks, maybe you trade back up to here, and we'll see if that is not the case, that you can't get some support and trade back in the next few days since you've been beat down so much up there, and we'll keep an eye out on that for you. And then we'll wrap it up with Nord, right? Or my laptop's blown up. Nord, real quick, because this wasn't a very long video and no one's gonna watch this anyways, but you can see Nord's been very simple TA. We've been hitting this blue fib circle, rejected once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, and now we're currently here again, and every time we try to get over, we get rejected, just like what we were talking about right there, what we had circled. We had a double top, got rejected, now we're back below it. And if you continue, now you're below the 200-day moving average too, and if you get rejected again the next time, you're going to come back here, maybe come up and then get rejected again, and coming down and double bottom this whole zone right here, just inside the volume indicator most heavily traded area. So I'm thinking your lower short-term support is $3.49. If you want to get bullish, you got to get back over this fib circle and then breach these all-time highs. But what could be happening here is you have a local head and shoulders topping reversal pattern, even though these are not usually a 30-minute time frame, but you got a well-defined left shoulder, maybe a beautifully defined head, a potential right shoulder forming here, a neckline. If you break the neckline, your targeted move would be from the top of the head, to the neckline, and then you would pull that to the point of a breakdown, and that lines up beautifully with our underneath target. If this was indeed a 30-minute time frame, head and shoulders topping reversal pattern. Like, subscribe, and share to Vincenzo's Go Crypto Investing. Peace and love. Peace and love.